And welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Special K.
And I'm Radar. Today we've got something special. We were sent a spherical ice sphere maker from Longzon. It's a pretty neat little device. You fill the entire thing full of water, push this down, you get spherical ice.
So it's pretty simple. Once you fill it up, it makes the ice. It takes, it depends on your freezer. Mine, it took about 8 to 10 hours to make one cube, not a cube, a sphere.
One sphere.
And it's pretty easy to open, and they're quite pretty.
They are really nice. And when they come out, they look a little bit cloudy. We're using purified water.
It's filtered, but it's not anything crazy. They are semi-clear. You can get them fully clear. If I were to take my water and I would have boiled it for a second, it would have been completely clear, but I did not do that. Because that takes too much time.
As it is, you pour a little bit of bourbon on top of it, and it becomes very clear. Like I can see the camera through this.
So we are drinking Four Roses single barrel, not small batch, single barrel. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's a high proof, and that's the reason we're drinking it over ice. The nice thing about a spherical ice cube, a spherical ice sphere? Ice sphere? I'm going to keep saying cube. A spherical ice sphere.
It's all that learning throughout the years. That's really cool.
Is since it's such a large sphere, it's going to keep cold longer, and it's not going to melt as fast as like a typical ice cube. And it keeps your bourbon nice and cool, so you can easily get probably at least 3 or 4 glasses out of this before it melts too far. And it's going to add a little bit of water to your bourbon, and this bourbon specifically needs a little bit of water because again, it's a higher proof bourbon.
A little bit hotter. Just takes that edge off.
That was the correct choice for a bourbon.
This is a good way to start the day.
So, what can I say about it? It does make spherical ice cubes. There's many, many different kind of spherical ice makers on the market. This one is a single one, but most of them are the multiple ones that do like more than one are typically smaller ones. Mm-hmm. For bourbons, you're going to want the bigger ones like this.
Yeah, you want one that will fit inside your glass with like a ½ inch to spare on either side.
Now, price on this guy ranges from, it fluctuates on Amazon, but from $13 to about $16 or $17, which is about the average going price for these spherical ice makers.
Mm.
And this one, like I said, it's pretty simple to use. The one gripe I have to say about it is when you put the silicone ice mode down into this cup here. You fill the cup up with water, and then you put the silicone mode down into the
molding chamber.
The molding chamber. I like that. But when you do that, it has a tendency to squirt out the top if you push too fast. And it can be messy, so you want to do it over a sink or something like that. But once it's in there, it does also take up a little bit of space in the freezer. It is kind of tall, but it does its job.
It does its job better. I have a spherical ice maker also. It's not this one. It's one that I got. Oh,
it's
I got it off Amazon like a couple of years ago. But it's just like it's a silicone tray, and then you fill the ball up with water, and there's always like a divot in it. Mm-hmm. I guess for when the water freezes. I would think that it would like push the water out, but for some reason it always has a divot in it after it's done freezing.
This one does not.
This one does not. This one's got like a little cap on both ends, and you just like cut it off with a paring knife or whatever, and you have perfectly spherical ice, which is awesome.
And like I said, if you want the pretty clear ice cubes, if you use distilled water or spring water, that'll help. Also, if you freeze it at a slower temperature, if you freeze it too fast, it'll cloud up a little bit. Like this one's a little bit cloudy. We can just melt it a little bit there. But it does have some clear on it. This one, I actually used tap water on this specific one, and the ones we have in our glasses are filtered water. So.
Oh yeah, there is a big difference there.
Yeah.
The ones I make always come out. They look exactly like this side. I just thought that's how they were supposed to be, unless you had like special water.
You see, I mean, they make special bourbon drinking water.
That is true. Ooh, I wonder if you could. That's interesting.
You can buy.
You could make ice cubes out of that.
They sell
that distilled water.
Fancy bourbon ice cubes too, like ice cubes for your bourbon because this isn't bougie enough.
No, this is a really cool product.
I like the product. We don't normally give numbers on these. We just give a recommendation or not. I would recommend it if you're in the market for a spherical ice maker. I'm going to keep saying the cube.
An ice sphere maker.
An ice sphere maker.
Yeah.
It does what it's supposed to do. The price is competitive with all the other prices on the market. But again, as opposed to the ones that do like 5 or 6 or the ones that are just round balls, it doesn't leave that weird divot in there, which is nice.
I would say this is a really cool product. If you want to have one of these for your bar, if you have a freezer behind your bar, or if you got space in your kitchen freezer, this is awesome. The only downside on it, I think, is it makes one sphere. It takes several hours to make the sphere. So if you want to have these for several people, you're going to need to prepare in advance.
You'll have to do what I did, which was, I made 3 or 4, put them in a freezer bag, threw them in the freezer. That way I'd be ready for this review.
Alternatively, just get 5.
Yeah, but, most of the time, I don't know about you, but if I'm getting off work, I'm going to have, 1 ice cube. I'm going to have my bourbon. This is going to last 3 or 4 drinks, and then I'm good to go, But if I had friends over, then I'd prepare. I might make a bunch more.
Just keep it in a plastic bag.
It's surprisingly well constructed. Like, the silicone's nice. It's heavy. Like, it's pretty heavy duty. It doesn't feel like it's cheap at all.
I was a little bit surprised that it's like that thick. It's like it's insulated. I guess that's to make it freeze slower. I'll bet it is.
That's what I would
actually
guess.
My very high forehead, I figured it out.
Is that what you
it's a really cool product. I think if you're gonna be spending a ton of money on bourbon, like some people that I talked to yesterday, you might as well have cool ice to go with it.
Right. Yeah, definitely recommend this one. For sure. You recommend it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if you like these product reviews on our show, let us know in the comments down below. We can do more of them. I'm Special K.
I'm Rita. Thanks for watching.